This will probably be an emotional video. On top of me not being able to control my own fucking emotions, it probably will be an emotional video.
Man, I said we gon' win. Knock me down 9 times, but I get up 10. Look myself in the mirror, I said we gon' win. Knock me down 9 times, but I get up 10. Look myself.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night. Welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. I'm Ty, if you didn't know that. Basically this is gonna be like a life update video. So yeah, we'll just get into it. I'm in the car right now. I'm really hoping that my battery doesn't die. I have another battery, but so I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. I hope that y'all can hear me because I don't have my mic. So yeah. So I'm 18 weeks and like 4 days now, I think. I'm pretty sure. And from the beginning, we can start from the beginning. So me and him, we were not dealing with each other for a long time. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. So in June, found out I was pregnant, right? So with us not being doing what we was doing for a long period of time, baby definitely was not planned. This is not a planned pregnancy. No intentions of having a child anytime soon or at all, because me personally, I thought I was infertile, couldn't have no kids because I've tried. Okay, so yeah, baby is not, you know, I don't know the gender, but I will call her a girl. Okay, so she wasn't planned, but thankful that, you know, she's in here. Decided to go along with the pregnancy and, you know, do everything that we were gonna do. And then July came around and that whatever we was doing subsided. So that was like the first fuck up, the first thing that went downhill, right? So me and him not really cool in July. That's when that happened. Boop, the first thing. Second, no longer after that, like the beginning of August, the end of July, I was having car issue problems. If you don't know, I was doing car like delivery services, Instacart, DoorDash, stuff like that. So I need a car. I do not have a car because I refuse to pay for a car that needs insurance and I'm liable for damages or maintenance or stuff like that. So I just rent cars. That's what I do. And I was having car issues. Like, it seemed like I could not keep a car, and due to my own obligations, we just say, but I was having car problems. So every car that I was having was just, it wasn't working out. If you put it together, me without a car means I'm not working, which means that I don't have a job, which means that I don't have no money. So that's the second thing that went down here. It's just like, fuck. So I found out I'm pregnant, and then everything starts to just crumble after that. It's like, I'm not understanding. So yeah, I don't have a car, I don't have a job, and this is like in the beginning of the month this stuff starts happening. So it's like I have to pay my rent like in the middle of the month without a car and without a job. I don't see how that's, you know, doable. So I was struggling and like mentally disoriented, emotionally, everything, because I'm just like, fuck, you know, I feel like everything is just in shambles right now. I literally just found out I'm pregnant. I don't have no fucking job right now, and now I'm not gonna be able to pay my rent, so I'm gonna be homeless. So I was looking up homeless shelters, places for women, like things like that. I tried to apply for disability, but I can't apply for disability because I'm not high risk. Stuff like that. I can't really apply for unemployment because, like I said, I was doing the DoorDash and stuff. Basically, you're a self-employed person, like you're self-contractor or whatever. So you're not really eligible for unemployment. Bullshit. I know. But I tried and none of that was working. And I was just at the point of I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And yeah, so getting closer to the time period that I had to pay my rent, I was filling out job applications. I was online doing surveys, which I gave up on because they'll have you sit there for like 40 minutes doing a survey and you only get like a certain amount of points. So it's like you're really doing this all day and you'll probably leave with like $1.50. It's like it's not really adding up, So I was like, that's not working. I can't do that. So yeah, I was looking at homeless shelters, applying for unemployment, disability, doing surveys, filling out applications, and then on top of that, because I'm not working, I don't have no money, so it was hard for me to fill out the applications knowing in my mind that, okay, if they call you for an interview or something, how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there? And I'll give y'all one scenario. I guess I was like blessed. I've been blessed, I will say that. I was blessed on this one instance because I had an interview. Somebody wanted me to go interview with them, and I had some money left over from when I was working, and I was like, okay, I can go to this interview, I can Uber there, and then I'll probably just take the bus back. And security, just like I'm doing now. So I went to the interview, spent like $20 on the Uber, and then I get there and we sit down and he's talking to me. He likes me. I could tell he has the paperwork all set up on the table. He's telling me about a job that he has for me and what I'll be doing and this and that. And then we get to talking about credentials and stuff and how mine is expired and I need to renew it, right? And then he's just like, well, that's like unfortunate because in order to hire you, you have to have that. And blah, blah, blah. So basically, at the end of the day, I sat there for 10 minutes, drove 20 minutes there, sat there for 10 minutes just for him to tell me that he can't hire me, but he wants to. So that was like heartbreaking, devastating, okay, because I done spent $20 that I don't have to get over here. And for what? And I know that you were going to hire me. So yeah, that really put me in the headspace there. And then I had to take 3 buses back home. That was a lot because I haven't rode a bus in like 6 years. I've had a car. So, and then on top of being pregnant and having these pains that I be having, so it was just a lot. It was a lot. So I had to take 3 buses home, and yeah. So I didn't get that job. And then after that, I was still filling out job applications, but I was trying to make them like closer to where I live because I don't have no way to get there. And me personally, I don't like asking people for nothing, basically. We'll get into that later though. So fast forward to like a couple days before my rent is due. I don't really know how to put that. Let's just say I was talking to him about it, and he had said he was going to give me some money, and then kind of find out that he didn't mean as much as that I thought he meant, but he ended up paying my rent. Okay, so glory to God, I was able to pay my rent that month. Thank you. So yeah, I was able to pay my rent. That's a weight off my fucking shoulders. So I pay my rent. I'm still putting in job applications, this and that, all that, trying to find a way to get another car so that I can work a little bit and, you know, provide for myself, because no one else should be doing that for me. And I put in an application for a place down the street from me, Aldi's, whatever. It's a grocery store. And I put in the application because it's like 10 minutes away from me. And to me, it's the laziest grocery store on the market. If you haven't been in there, they have their employees sit down at the registers. They don't have nobody going out to get the carts, because in order to use the cart, you gotta pay, put a quarter in to get it. And you know everybody gonna want their quarter back. So when you take it back, you get your quarter. So you don't really need people out in the parking lot carrying the baskets back to the entrance. You feel me? So I feel like it's the laziest occupation. And I need a lazy occupation because I can't really do that much on top of the pains I be having. So I put in an application for them. They called me back, so I went for an interview with them. And it was like a group interview before I went. And I was like, you know, I've been to a group interview before, I feel like. And it was like from 10:30 to 5 something, right? So I was like, okay, if it's a group interview and it's this fucking long, it sounds like orientation to me. Like, basically, you guys are hiring people on the spot. So we're going to go, we're going to get hired, and we're going to have our orientation, and you're going to show us what we'll be doing and all that type of stuff. So I was like, boom, this is a secure job, you know, boom. So we get there, and the lady's like it's like 10 people, okay? 10 other interviewers. I get there, and the lady's like, okay, so I don't want to do group interviews because it's a little awkward. So we're going to just take you guys one by one. I was like, that's fine with me, because I really didn't want him to be here all fucking day. Okay. So she took me first. Boom. So I think the interview went good. You know, maybe I feel like I don't get the jobs that they were handing out to me because it's not meant for me. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. And I don't think it was meant for me, because she was sitting here talking to me about, oh, if you get the night shift, you know, you'll be working with pallets and stocking shelves, and you got to do it under a certain amount of time, and this and that. And I was like, I can do it, you know, yeah. But I really, I'm lying. Who don't lie in an interview? I don't want to do that shit. So I was like, you know, but it's a job. I'll be having an occupation that's 10 minutes away from my house. Easy for me to get here. So yeah, I left that, and then I Ubered there, and then I tried to go get some groceries from the store down the street from there. I could walk, and I didn't have enough money to spend on groceries and get a ride back home, so I had to like decrease the amount of groceries I could get in order to have a ride back home. So that was another headache, wasting money. I mean, it's not a waste, but it's like it's not money that I have to be spending, but I need it. It's a necessity for me to get to these places. So yeah, another interview down the drain. So then after that, still putting the application, still doing blah 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 blah. After that, this was like the end of, what month are we in? Okay, so it was like the end of August. Yeah, this was like the end of August. So I was back to the beginning of another month, which means I am closer to having to pay my rent. And now it's my second month not being able to pay my rent, right? So I'm sitting here like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I was really like thinking I'm about to go stand on somebody's corner with a sign and panhandle, and somebody gonna give me some money, somebody gonna help me, you know, because what the fuck else am I supposed to do? Like, nothing else is working, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's like my only fucking option right now. And so yeah, I was like, you know, I'm getting to the bottom of the barrel. Rock bottom, okay? I'm at my wit's end. So one day I get a call, and I'm you know, I have this thing on my phone where it's like a scam blocker. It won't answer calls that I don't know. So basically, they left me a message and they're like, "Oh, we're from this company and we want to interview you for a position we have in a city near you." So I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna call him back." So I call him back and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, I did call you and blah 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 blah, and this is the position, this is what you'll be doing, these are the hours, this and that." And then he was like, "If you would like, we can set you up with a Zoom call, or you can come to the office, whichever one you like." I don't have a car, so I decided for the Zoom call, right? And then he's like, "Okay, so everything's good and this and that. When would you be able to start?" So me, I said as soon as possible, because I will start as soon as possible. Like, I need a job right now, today, yesterday, okay, last week. So this man says to me, "Okay, we can start you tonight." I said, "Tonight? You want me to start tonight?" He said, "Well, you said you could start as soon as possible." I'm like, yeah. I said that. But damn. Shit. So I'm like, okay, I can start tonight. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get there, you know. So it's just like, oh my god, okay. Now I have to put other things in fucking place that I wasn't prepared to do. So I was like, okay, I can start tonight. We set up the Zoom call. Everything went good, blah blah blah. They call me back like, okay, this is where it's at, this is who you're gonna meet up with, all this other type of stuff. So I get here at like 8:30. I meet up with the supervisor. She gives me my shirt and my uniform and stuff. She tells me what I'll be doing, gives me like a tour, all that type of stuff, and I started that night. So from there on, they had me working. They was gonna schedule me for 2 days until my certification comes back. It's pending, right? So to them, they're like, you're a liability if something happens, because you don't have your card or whatever. So I'm like, I understand. 2 days is fine with me because I was having nothing in the beginning. Okay, I can't really complain. Yes, I'm gonna take the 2 days, and it's graveyard, but I'm gonna take the 2 days. I'm gonna do anything that I need to do, and they call me and ask me, oh, can you work tonight? Can you do this? Can you do that? I will, because I'm not in a predicament to be telling y'all no. You know, I have never worked a fucking graveyard shift in my life. You know why? This shit is not for me. I will sit up here and go to sleep, quick, real quick. Okay. I know my life. I know me. Okay? And it's crazy because I have insomnia. So I don't know why I can't stay up when I'm supposed to. Because if I'm at home, I'm up. Anyways, so I got this job and they started me 2 days a week. Thank you to the Most High. But still, this was like the first week of September. Okay, what is today? It is the 21st. Okay, so it is September 21st. So, where was I? So when I started this job, it was the beginning of September. Again, close to me having to pay my rent. I know how much the job was, but I didn't know the pay period and the schedule of when you're supposed to get paid, right? I'm used to getting paid every week. I haven't worked a regular job in about 3 years. So I'm used to getting paid every week. We get paid weekly every Friday, right? So I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna get paid. It's getting closer to me, needing to pay my rent. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So I had came into somebody in the beginning of the month from something that I do. I get money from that, right? So I was like, okay. I was just sitting there on it and I was holding on to it, but in my mind I'm like, my rent is about to be due I can give this to my landlord and ask her if she'll wait for me to get paid from this job, and then I could, put the money together and that'll make my rent. But then I was just sitting there like I don't want to ask her. I don't want to ask her to do that. I never not pay my rent. I have needed a couple more days, and she be cool. She don't be tripping. But yeah, like I said, I just want to do that for her. So I was like, I'm gonna take the money that I have and I'm gonna try to look for a car, and if I can get a car, I'm gonna work so I can make the money for my rent. So that's what I did. I put that together and I got me a car, and I was working and I was like, y'all have to understand that these cars, they don't be cheap. So for me, I feel like I be working and I make the money, but then half of the money goes back into the car to be able to extend it and keep it, So I'm like, I'm making the money, but slowly. It's at a slow pace. So I was like, oh my god, okay, I'm still gonna have to ask her for a couple more days, or just wait for me to get paid, something like that. Lord, tell me why. The day before I'm supposed to pay my rent, I got paid from this job. $10 away from the amount of the rent that I need. That's $10 away from the rent that I needed. I was just like, everything I've needed, I always tell myself before, I was put in this position, I've always told myself, you stress so much, you stress yourself out all the time, and at the end of the day, it always works out. And I still be stressing. It's like I'll never learn, but everything keeps falling into place. So that was a blessing. I was able to pay my rent on time. Like 2 days after that, it's like even when I'm paying for them on time, I can't even keep it, because now the car that I have, for some reason with that fucking company, they let people book the cars when you have them. So it's like I have this car, and if I want to extend it for another 3 days, somebody can also book it at that time. So that's what the fuck happened. So I went to extend the car and I couldn't extend it because somebody had already booked it. And I'm just like, if it's not one thing, it's another. Because yes, I was able to pay my rent, I got the money for that, but now I don't have no other money, because like I said, that was my whole rent amount. $10 away from the rent that I needed to pay. $10. All I needed was $10 to fill it in, and I was gonna make my rent. So once that money is gone, I'm not gonna have no more money. And now I'm not gonna have another car, because in order for me to extend the car or find another car, I have to do that in less than 24 hours. I can't find another car in less than 24 hours in the same location that I was getting that car from, and in the same price range. So now it's going to cost me more for another car, and I have to have a way to get to that car. I fucking don't. So it's like, okay, now I gotta return this car and go back to fucking point A. Now I'm back in the house with no money, and I'm fucking back at eating Dollar Tree food. Yes, before this, I had to shop at Dollar Tree, like $10 a week. Go get me stuff from Dollar Tree to eat. Not sufficient, not healthy, At my last doctor's appointment, on the sheet of paper, it says insufficient food supply, because my BMI is lower than the number that it should be, and I know that I don't eat enough, but I'm eating. And I tell myself, if women go through morning sickness, all day, all week, every month of their pregnancy, and they can't eat, they can't keep anything down, then my baby should be fine, because at least I eat something a day. You got pregnant homeless women on the street, they have perfect healthy kids. I know she's not eating nearly enough as me, and I take my prenatals every day. So yeah, now I gotta come up with ways to come back to work, because I do have to be here 2 times a week, Wednesdays and Thursdays. And that goes into me, what I was saying earlier, I'm not the type of person to sit here and ask nobody for nothing, especially in this situation. I put myself here. This is my responsibility. This is for me to take care of. I don't feel like nobody else should be taking care of it, except for one person. And it's hard for me to sit up here and ask for what I feel is somebody else taking care of me. Oh, can you give me this because I need to do this, or I need to get here and I don't know how I'm gonna do that, or I need food to eat for this and that, or and I don't want to do that. But it boils down to me having to do that. I don't know, first it feels like begging, it feels like taking out of your pocket. Like, why do you feel like you don't need that? Like, I don't know. But yeah, so I have to sit up here and ask people for things that they shouldn't be having to give me. And I have to have a way to work, stuff like that, food to eat, this and that, all that type of stuff. Like, that's not who I am. Maybe it has to do with me being too dependent, like too independent on myself, because in all honesty, in my mind, you can't depend on people. Will let you down. So I don't put all my trust and hopes and dependency on people, because at the end of the day, you can't trust people. And I don't mean that in no type of way. For anybody watching this, I appreciate everybody who has helped me. This is just me personally, what I'm saying. Like, I don't want nobody to take this to like personal. Like, I appreciate everything. I'm just saying how I feel on the inside, so thank you if y'all watch. And so yeah, so I figured out ways to get here from there. I have this month's rent paid, I'm Gucci now. Next month, stuff like that. But what really fucked me up about not having the car is I'm working on, first of all, trying to do better. The reason for me wanting to keep the car, Lord have mercy, the reason for me wanting to keep the car is so I can make money to be able to pay for my gender reveal, so I don't have to take the money out of my next check that I'm gonna get, because I'm trying to save that check and the other checks that I get after that, so that I'll be able to get a car. And now that I don't have a car, that's like fucked up my whole little plan that I had. And now I feel like, well, I've been feeling like, I think I'm like the only person who really gives a fuck about the fucking gender reveal. In all honesty, I feel like there's only one person who calls me every day, checks up on me, checks up on the baby, makes sure that everything is okay, and I appreciate him for that. I do. But other than that, I really feel like, damn. I'm by myself. I'm alone. Because the person I'm supposed to be doing this shit with completely flipped the fucking script. And then I feel like when I found out that I was pregnant, I was like, you know, I don't really have too many people. I don't really have like a big support system, but I have one person who will be here. And then they left and they moved. And now we're not like in the same vicinity anymore. So that really makes me feel like I'm really alone. Because I felt like I would have someone to I have someone to sit here and shop with, and I'm gonna have someone to sit here and talk about my symptoms and appointments and how I'm feeling and what's happening today. And someone who's gonna be around, you know? And they're not. There's a part of me that doesn't even want to do it anymore. But I also know that this is probably my only child, and I don't want to miss anything. So even if I'm doing it for just myself, I still want to do it. Just to say that, you know, I got to do that with my baby. So now I have to take the gender reveal money out of the money that I was supposed to be saving up for a car, and I don't even have a car. So I'm like, how am I gonna have a gender reveal and I can't even get to it? And then I know that it possibly needs to be on the weekend. This is what I was trying to surround it with, the weekend. And I'm gonna just tell y'all how my day went, because it started off rocky, and this goes into what I'm saying. So my gender reveal, I know it needs to be on the weekend, but I'm gonna start from the top of today. So I get home as like 7 something because I had to work last night. They called me into work last night, and I'm only supposed to work Wednesdays and Thursdays. Yesterday was Sunday, right? So I was like, yes, I'm gonna work. So they called me in. So, you know, I get home at like 7 something. I went to sleep, I woke up, and for some reason I asked him to help me yesterday so I can come to work, because I didn't have a way to get here. Never fucking answered me, never replied, nothing. And then today is a different day, still nothing. So with me dealing with niggas, I'm like, it's either you're in jail or you're dead. One of the two. So let's just say I know he's not dead. So whatever he's doing, he's just deciding just to fucking ignore me. So that's fine. That's okay. So I find out he's not fucking dead. So boom. So now I just, wow, so this is what we're doing now? Okay. And then this lady calls me my supervisor for this job. She's like, thank you for coming in last night, this and that. Some more information. Then she's like, so we're gonna fix your schedule, so you'll be working 4 days instead of 2. Instead of 2, and I work 9 hours, so that's almost 40 hours that I need. And she told me that my schedule will be is going to be Friday to Monday, so basically the whole weekend. And like I was saying, I know that my gender reveal is going to be on the weekend because most people don't work on the weekends. But now I have to work on the weekends, and I work graveyard. So it's either that's just gonna be a day where I'm gonna be absolutely exhausted, or I don't know. Like, that really just messed that up. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but like I said, I'm gonna do it for me. Even if no one shows up, I'm gonna do it for me. And so yeah, I work 4 days now instead of 2. And so yeah, she called me, and I was having that was the highlight of my day for her to tell me that I work 4 days. But then she asked me, oh, you're going to work tonight because today's Monday, so Friday to Monday she's sticking me to the schedule. I'm gonna start that right now. So she was like, okay, so you'll be there tonight. I spent my last $6 on the bus yesterday to get here, so I have no way to get to work today. And like I said, he's not answering me, so I don't know how I'm gonna get here today. So I had to ask for help from someone else who, that's not your responsibility, you know what I'm saying? But from the kindness of their heart, they do for me, and I appreciate you. And then, like I said, I stressed myself out for no reason, because like 10 minutes later, I get a payment from DoorDash. So it's like if I just waited a little bit longer, I wouldn't even needed them to send me the money, and I wouldn't have been stressed out about coming to work. And I have my next ultrasound October 6th, and that's when they're going to really tell me if anything is like wrong with her, anything like that, if she has any disabilities or abnormalities, or her heart isn't functioning, or her liver, or anything like that. And I am really worried, anxious, scared, because I don't know. They could tell me anything. I don't know. And I just hope and pray. I just really, really hope and pray that everything is where it needs to be, and she's going to be perfectly fine. And if anything is wrong, let it be with me. So that is my life update. I am so sorry for the tears, but I'm going to be coming to you guys real. I just can't wait to know what she really is, so I can start buying her stuff and getting everything together. I just need prayers. Just pray for me and Munchie, and everything will be okay. I will see y'all in my next pregnancy video update. I don't know what it'll be. It'll probably be a gender reveal. Who knows? But thank you, and I'll see y'all in my next video.